Today's flip is from Unit 8 on Matter, a part of the whole, an exploration into percent composition. Today we only have one SWABOT objective, and that is to determine the percent composition within a sample of matter. So today's flipped lesson agenda includes what is percent composition, an algebra review of fractions and percents, a percent composition example, and an explanation of experiment 7.1, the percent composition of sugar in gum. So what is percent composition? Before we talk about what it is exactly, we must do a little bit of review back from our math classes. In math, the percent represents a part of a whole. Typically, we visualize it as a fraction, percent, or a pie graph. As shown here in this image, we have 1/2 or 1/2 as a fraction. A pie graph is a circle representing a whole, and the percent is the portion colored green or purple, representing the actual percentages. In this case, for 1/2, it is 50%, or 1/3 is 33%, or 1/4 is 25%. In science, percent composition refers to the mass of an element or molecule within a piece of matter. Below is a pie graph of the human body and the elements within it. It is shown that oxygen is 65%, carbon is 18%, and hydrogen is 10% by mass of the human body. A little more of algebra review. Remember, fractions are numerical representations of the sum of the parts over the total number of parts. You have the sum of parts divided by the total number of parts, like 1/4, 1/4, as shown in the last slide. Percents are ratios with a total sum of 100, or described as the individual part of a whole. The individual part divided by the total number of parts times 100%. As shown in the last slide, 1/4, or 1 divided by 4, is 0.25, times 100% would be 25%. Let's do a review problem from your math classes. You open a fun-sized bag of M&Ms to find the following items in it. Determine the percent of blue M&Ms in your bag. Remember, percent is individual part divided by the total times 100%. There are 2 blue M&Ms in the bag. So percent composition refers to the amount of an element, compound, or molecule present within a sample of matter. It can be calculated typically by mass in grams or kilograms, or by the number of moles. It is the same equation as shown in math, the individual part divided by the total times 100%. Tomorrow's experiment will be experiment 7.1. The purpose of the experiment is to determine the percent composition of sugar in a piece of chewing gum. You will work with a partner. However, if you cannot chew gum for any reason, your partner will then have to chew 2 pieces. Please read the experiment handout before you come to class to learn the procedures for this experiment and what type of calculations you will be conducting. Also view the grading rubric for details on grading and information about your conclusion post on the class blog. Let's try a relevant example. Table salt is a common name for the compound sodium chloride, or NaCl as its formula. From the periodic table of elements, sodium has the mass of 22.99 grams and chlorine has the mass of 35.45 grams. My question for you is to determine the percent composition of sodium in salts. Remember, percent composition is the individual part divided by the total times 100%. For this, we will have the mass of sodium divided by the mass of sodium chloride times 100%, or 22.99 grams of sodium divided by 22.99 plus 35.45, the masses of sodium in chlorine, times 100%, or 30.3